Hi everybody, it's Christy from Cosmic Nails. Just wanted to show you guys the newest thing that I've got coming out. It's wrap sheets. Here's some of the new designs. These are all shown with matte and glossy top coats on them. The great thing about these is it's totally customizable to everybody's hands. You can use them on your fingers, you can use them on your toes, you can use them on your natural nails, your acrylic dip nails. They're just great. I'll have tons more designs coming out soon as well. Today I'm also going to do a quick how-to of how to apply them. I've got gel top coat on all my nails except for my ring finger because I'm going to show you this is how you would apply it with your natural nail. The first thing I got to show you is how to size it. These are some of my extra pieces that I had. The great thing is you can use the entire sheet all the way down to the scraps. You can do half nails, diagonal nails. You could make racing stripes down them. You can use creative scissors and cut scallops, whatever you want. Okay, first things first. Since it's just a sheet, you have to cut your own nail shape. Now, the best way to do this is to use a piece of tissue paper like for gift wrapping and some sort of juicy pen. I used a gel pen. That way it shows up real good. What you're going to do is you're going to fold it over your nail and hold it with the other two underneath. It takes just a little bit of practice because sometimes it'll slip around and stuff. But once you get it situated, just use your pen and you're going to draw around your cuticle line. And then follow it around the edges, just like that. Length right here doesn't really matter because you can file off the end. Now from here, there's two ways to do it. As you can see, I have my little template and it's kind of sheer since it's on tissue paper. You can just use disposable ones, cut it out while it's on top of the actual wrap sheet since you can see through it. That way you can get the exact design that you want. You can move it around and see how you want it to look. The only problem with this method is you have to make a new template every time. What I started doing was taking my template and cutting it out on cardstock. So I just transfer the shape over and then I mark it because I keep my nails the same. I always wear the same shape. The only thing that really changes is my length. So now I have a permanent stencil. So the good thing is I'm not having to re-template my nails every time. The bad thing is that whenever you're choosing your design, you can't actually see through it. So it's, whichever way you want to do it. The other cool thing about wrap sheets versus regular already pre-shaped focal nail wraps is with these, you can determine the orientation of the design. Do you want it to go upside down? Do you want it to go right side up? Do you want it vertical or horizontal? You get to choose this way and not inside somebody's little oval shape. And with a lot of these designs, you can even reuse the scraps as abstract designs on your nails. Okay, so here is my water slide. As you can see, it looks huge on my finger, right? You will be surprised because of the curvature of your nail. It fits perfectly. Now right here, one of the things that I had wanted to do was, since I take my nail fees the way I do, I wanted the words to go a specific way and I cut it out wrong. So whenever you are cutting them, be sure you're watching out for your orientation and how you want it. So after recalculating, here we go again. And I have to say, this one was difficult to make. I used like 50 different fonts. Each one of those I laid out individually. Oh my goodness, it took hours. I think I'm also going to put a custom option to where you can request words, and I can do one like that as well. Okay, I'm just going to finish trimming this out, and then we're going to get ready for the first way to apply. The first way I'm going to show you is how you would apply it without using gel. My ring finger has been completely done, minus the top coat, activated, buffed, all that good stuff, just no top coat on it yet. Making sure the fit looks good, and here we go. For this part, you're going to need a small container of water and some lovely Q-tips. Now, how I'm fixing to apply is also how I would do to a natural nail. Okay, for this process, I'm going to use a regular nail polish bonder coat. It's a rubberized bonder. Whenever it dries, it's going to leave the nail just a little bit tacky. It's the easiest way that I've found to apply them. So I'm just going to brush it on and give it just a couple minutes to dry. Okay, now we're going to take our water slide and we're going to get it ready for application. What is that thing on my nail? I have no idea. Okay, back to it. We're going to use the back side of it. Now you can take this and drop it in the water and let it soak up, and then it'll be really slippery and slidey, and you can also mess up the design. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use the Q-tip and get it just wet enough. We're not going to completely saturate it. That way there's still a little bit of that adhesive on the water slide instead of washing it away with all the water. So try hard not to get the front wet. We just want to concentrate on the back, because the more water you expose to the front, the more likely whenever you try to pull and stretch it, it's going to start cracking and just totally mess up your design. You're going to get mad. You're going to throw a fit. We don't want that. We want nice and easy. This way we have it controlled. Okay, just going to check on my base coat. Yep, perfectly tacky. Let's see. Whenever they're ready, you can slide it between your fingers and it'll move. You can see the backing slide off of it, just like that. You want to leave just enough of it so you have a sticky part that you can lay down. So you're going to put it just at your cuticle line, get it lined up, and then push it down. That way it will attach. Then you can just pull it right off, just like that. Then down the bridge of your nail, you're going to gently pat. You can also use a silicone pusher to kind of push it down. You can really work out any bubbles or folds. It has a little bit of stretch to it. You just have to be careful not to pull and rub on it too hard, because then that will mess up your design. So I'm just going to push it down just lightly. Here's a silicone pusher that I like to use, and you can sit there. I mean, if you wanted to, you could sit for an hour and you could work out every fold, every bubble, every little thing. But for the purpose of this, it's just a quickie. 9 times out of 10 around the cuticle, you'll have 2 folds in the design. And that's usually depending on how high your apex is. The higher your apex, the more of a fold you'll have. But now that we're done, we're going to go through, and you need to do one direction whenever you file the edges. Because if you do seesaw filing, you're just going to pull it right off your finger. So you want to just do it one way. So I'm going to cut the tip off of this, just like that. And then I'm going to use the nail file, and I'm going to file down on that free edge. Whenever you're applying them, you do not want to wrap your design up underneath your nail. You want to keep it on the edge. That way, whenever you seal it for protection, it will be completely encapsulated. Now at this point, you have options. Are you going to encapsulate it in clear? Are you going to use gel polish over the top of it? Are you going to use dip top coat? It's all completely up to you. You just have to be sure that you seal all the way around the edges. Otherwise, if you're in water for an extended period of time and an edge, a little bit of it sticking out, it'll weep the water and bleed your design. You don't want that to happen. I like gel top coat, so I'm going to use the gel top coat on this. Now, along the cuticle, sometimes there's a little where you didn't quite cut it smoothly. So what I do is I get a cap full of acetone and a little paintbrush, and I'm just going to go around the edge. The acetone will smooth your edges and seal them at the same time. It'll kind of adhere it to your nail. Now, once it's beautiful, you've done all your cleanup, you can admire your beautiful work. Now we're going to protect it. This gel that I'm using right here is the Cosmic Nails brand gel top coat. It does not peel up like a lot of people's gel coats are doing. It's coming soon. I'm waiting to get some labels printed for it, and then it will be out. As you can see, I'm taking extra special care. I want to be sure to get all those edges so it's completely encapsulated, because I don't want my designs to weep. By weeping, I mean if there's a little bit of that wrap sheet that's not protected and your hand gets excessive moisture on it, it is going to soak it up and it's going to tie-dye your image for you. Now, as you can see, I've finished out. Look at this beautiful nail wrap. Excuse my cuticle there. I injured my hand. Look at it. Look at it. Now I'm going to show you the second way. The second way is a little bit harder. This nail right here has the gel top coat on it already. You can put it on top of the gel coat. It just doesn't stick as well, so you kind of have to manipulate it a little bit more. So the easiest way is definitely with the rubberized base coat. As you can see, I have my little stencil, and I'm going to pick out my design. This right here is the vintage purple flowers. I can use the roses, I can use the daisies. I think that one also has lilies on it. Just have to figure out which one I want. Oh, daisies. Yes, daisies. And then move it around, figure it out. Decisions. Okay, so here we go for round 2. I've got my water slide all set up and ready to go. This one's going on my pointer finger. As you can see, oh, now you can see. I was out of frame. Naughty me. Okay, we're going to do the same thing as before, except this one has the top coat, the gel top coat already on it. As you'll see, it's just a little bit more difficult, but it's still easy. So we're just going to apply the water like before, just like 2-3 dabs of water. Now we're going to do the slide test. If you have to force it, it's not ready. So you want it to move easily. Now if you drag your finger across the top of it, it's going to ruin the design. So just treat it with kid gloves. As you can see, yep, ready to go. So I'm going to slide out enough of it, lay it where I want it, and then well, come on now. Come on. There we go. And then I'm going to push it down just like that with my thumbnail so I can get that little bit of tack. And then pull that paper out. I'm going to hold it down with my other finger just to be sure, because whenever you're not using the rubberized base coat, it just flies right off sometimes. Push down across the bridge of the nail, just like that. And like I said, you can sit here and play with it for as long as you want to, pushing it down, pulling it, stretching it out just a little bit, but not too hard. You have to remember these are really delicate. For this one, I'm going to use the silicone pusher, just kind of to pat it down. Then I'm going to go in with my finger and just use a little bit more pressure now that I've got it into position. Now these are so long at the top because I use the template for my longer nails. These are a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to cut that off with the pair of scissors before I file so I don't drag it down. Now remember, whenever you file your edges, you're going to want to do it in one direction or you're just going to peel it right off. I'm going to clean up the cuticle real fast. Look at me go. Go, Christy. And here we go, one direction. It works best if you pull it away from you instead of pushing towards. So you're going to go away. Do your sides, and then your free edge on the end. Now here's where decision is. Now that it's applied, are you going to clear cap it? Are you going to use dip top coat, gel? You can even use regular nail polish. clear coat and seal it in. But me, I'm a gel girl. I can't get over gel shine. I love me some gel. Now check these beauties out. The dip powder on my fingers is Opal from the new Get Stoned line. Hasn't been released yet, but it's coming soon. It's beautiful and it looks lovely with those wraps. Thank you guys for watching.